Hey everyone! So, saw is deep cleaned, which means today is the day that we finally cut through all of these on a ridge rocks. Well, not all of them, there's a lot. Some good ones. Let's take a look at the pile. This is the pile. So we've got this really good lacy one right here. Thin, but it's still gonna make some good slabs. And speaking of thin, but really good, we've got this one right here, which is super lacy. That's gonna be really nice. This one, which is a little spongy, but I don't know what to expect with it. It's really, really agate, so I think it's gonna be a good one. This one is even more spongy, but again, lots of lacy goodness hiding in there. So I'm assuming that all continues up here. This is one of the ones I'm the most excited about. This thing's gonna be so good. I am just tickled with this one. That's gonna be great. This one right here, we're gonna do something different with this one. This one, I wanna maintain that crystal pocket. I still need to actually clean it. So we're gonna cut it here, and then we'll cut it here. And then I'll have a nice stand-up piece, but then we can, you know, cut the rest of this piece off for slabs while maintaining our good little crystal pocket. This one, I'm probably not gonna get many slabs, but the few that I get are gonna be nuts. This is just so lacy. And lastly, this big one, which I honestly don't know what to expect, but this pocket right here alone has me very excited. So to start, I think we're gonna do this one right here. I'm gonna load it up so that we can get slabs going this way. Again, they'll be thin, but they should be good. All right, first one is done. And man, I just love these things so much. So we got a heel, 2 slabs, and then the rest of it. Wasn't a very big rock, but I wanted to get some thick slabs just because they give you more options when it comes to cabbing. But oh my gosh, I just adore this material so much. So you may be wondering why I didn't bother putting any of these through the iron out, and that is because we're slabbing them, it doesn't really matter. There's no iron staining on the inside, but look at that lace agate. Genuinely never gets old. I just love this stuff. When I first saw it, I fell in love with the crystals, and then when I got to go there myself, that agate is what I fell most in love with, I think. It's just special. It's just awesome. It's like American lace agate. It reminds me so much of Mexican crazy lace. Just gorgeous. I love this stuff so much. And that bodes well for the rest of the video, because this was definitely the most lackluster rock in that pile. So even if the worst can turn out like that, I'm very excited to see the best. Man. All right, I am gonna break my tradition of cutting smallest to biggest and cut this one next for one reason. And that one reason is that I am doing something that requires attention in my hands, and I don't wanna keep having to get up. So we're gonna go load this one in. This one, it's what they call the sponge rock. There's gonna be a lot of pits and holes, but all of this material is gonna be that lace agate. And just this one little end that we can see has me excited. So I think I'm gonna just load it in like this and we'll go down the line. That one is done. Good news is that it's great. Bad news is that because there were so many pockets, it kind of exploded, which is actually not a bad thing because the pockets were so small anyway. It just means we have more slablets for cabbing. But man, that is a very, very busy, pretty, lacy agate. See, there's just a bunch of hollows like this, which makes it very unstable, but even with those, I'm very happy with all of these tiny slabs. They're gonna be fantastic. This little druzy pocket we uncovered. Surrounded by lace agate. I just love this stuff so much. Never gets old. And then this one, this is the cutoff. It's got this nice little pocket right here, but looking at this rock, it's actually way more solid over here, so I might load it again and cut it this way, but I don't know, we'll see. So now that that one's done, I think we go take this one and load it up and see what we get. I'm just gonna cut it this way. All right, guys. I knew this one was gonna be insane, but even knowing it was gonna be insane, I'm still blown away by it. I got 2 slabs, a heel, and then the rest of the rock. But look at this thing. That is gorgeous. I mean, it's basically solid agate. There's a little bit of pockets on the outside with druzy, but for the most part, this thing is just solid lace agate. Look at that. Seriously, if you made a cab of this and told me it was just a gray Mexican crazy lace agate, I'd believe you. That is so pretty. Swap to my phone for the rest of this, because this is so pretty. Just wow. Like, what the heck? That is stunning. This is one Alexis dug herself, and yeah, the moment I got it cleaned off, I was like, you found a really good one, and now I am seeing the proof of that. Man, oh man, yeah, that's for sure getting cabbed. I may polish the rest of it. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'll decide if I want the rest of the slabs off of it or if we're just gonna go ahead and polish it, because that is one lacy, agate, just amazingness rock. That was hardly English. Speaking of lacy amazingness rocks, I think this is what we're gonna do next, and I see a lot of color in that pocket, which has me excited. There's a druzy pocket here, which we're probably gonna lose. I was thinking about doing it that way, but there's a big hollow right here. So I think the move is actually gonna be to load it this way and cut like this way. All right. If I thought the last one looked like a crazy lace agate, this one blows it out of the water. Look at the red in there. This is actually one of the bad slabs. Here, I'll show you the rest of the rock first, actually. As we cut deeper, we moved into one of those pockets, so we ended up getting weird separation. But man, oh man, the first slabs are just nuts. Look at this thing. Look at all the red in there. Again, just looks like Mexican crazy lace, other than the weird texture on the outside. Oh my goodness. I love the fact that, I don't know, sometimes you have to battle if you actually want to cut the whole thing. That one didn't have any druzy pockets on the outside, so it was not a hard debate. So we pretty much reduced that whole rock into slabs, and I am thrilled. Those are going to be some absolutely phenomenal cabochons. I am so happy right now. Also, our slabs got smaller because we hit one of those pockets. It just ripped this whole chunk off the rock instead of cutting through. So yeah, we've got a little lace agate nugget right here. But yeah, I mean, I just adore this stuff. I love the crystals and the druzy too. They're so unique and so different and just awesome. This right here is why I love Haunted Ridge agates so much. Oh my goodness. It's just everywhere too. Like if you want this stuff, you could probably fill a bucket in like 10 minutes. It's honestly genuinely everywhere. Alrighty, well, I'm very excited to say that this one is next. And I've been intentionally showing it dry specifically because I'm hiding just how good it actually is. So I'm gonna load it in probably like this, and we're just gonna go as far this way as we can. I want as many slabs off this thing as possible because it's gonna be greatness. I'm so excited about this one. All right, let's see what we get. Next one is done, and good gosh, I knew this one was gonna be good, but even still, that is so pretty. There's so much agate banding in there, and they got considerably better the deeper we went. That's just gorgeous. I just love it. So much banding. Oh my goodness. I love those red bands. It's so pretty. There's a few in here that just look crazy. One of these, no, but it's still really good. I think it's the next layer that I cut. Yeah, this one. Just holy crap. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's like solid agate. I knew this was going to be a good one. I'm very happy to see that we weren't wrong. That is so nice. And I got a few slabs that broke on me, which I'm not upset about. That just means they're easier for cabbing. And I think I'm gonna go back and cut the rest of the rock one more time. Because we've got this beautiful face right here, which I'm thrilled about. It's super nice. There's a little, actually now that I'm looking at it, that's a not so little pocket. Huh. Wondering if I go one more deep, it'll open up more. Either way, that's not what I was gonna say. What I'm gonna say is I wanna cut one like right here because there is some really nice red bands in this side. So yeah, I think we'll leave this alone, cut one more here, and that's gonna be one awesome specimen. I love this stuff. It's just magical. So next, I think we're gonna do this one. This bigger one right here. I don't wanna cut it too much. This is the one I was pointing out where my plan is to cut it like here and then back here, but I really want to save this pocket because there's really good crystals in there. So ideally we can make it like a stand, get the agate off of this back side if there is anything good back there, and then just leave the rest as a good specimen. And then I can throw it in iron out to get rid of all that red staining. But yeah, I think this is going to be nice. Let's see what we get. All right, next one is done, and that is one of my favorites that we've done so far. So we Cut a bunch off this face here, which is this stack, and then we cut some off that back side, which is this stack. And both sides look radically different, and it's really cool. So here's the bottom that we took off. It's just some really good lacy stuff. That was way more solid agate than I was expecting. I was actually just gonna cut the whole chunk off. I was like, I'll investigate. I'll see if there's any agate. And yes, there is some really good agate, so I'm glad that I reassessed. Because these are some fantastic little slabs. Look at that. Amazing cabs waiting to happen. We got quite a few off that bottom side too. Oh, it's looking so good. And bottom slab from that pile was actually pretty good. Size-wise, I mean. Heck yes, love it. But then we came back from the other side. Oh gosh. So first one, just a little bit of agate, which is kind of what I was expecting. But that pocket kept getting bigger and bigger until we got to this last slab where it's actually a pretty good size agate pocket. So all of that is to say, here is the rest of the rock, which I'm thrilled about. So here's the back side. Really nice agate pocket. Here's the bottom. And we saved that beautiful crystal pocket perfectly. So now this can go into iron out, get rid of all this red crusty stuff. And that is stands up on its own awesome little specimen. I guess it's not that little. But I love this. Look how the agate banding continues all the way around on this side. It's so cool. It's just awesome. I don't think I'm going to cut any more off of that though. I think I want to throw that in iron out, let it get really deep cleaned, and then I might throw this side onto my vibratory lab because I think that would be really, really cool. Polished agate specimen and then a really cool crystal specimen on this side. Heck yes. Alrighty, so we have two more rocks to cut, and one of them is this one right here, and I am not expecting a lot of slabs. Really, I want this faced. Because this pocket is mostly agate, it's going to be really good. There's a little tiny seam of quartz right here, so this probably opened up into a bigger like druzy pocket. But this is what I want right here. That is going to be just phenomenal. So I think I'm going to load it in and see if we can just cut maybe a heel and a slab, maybe even just a heel. Because my main goal is to polish this one. That's going to be so nice. So, all right, I'll be back. See what we get. All right, that one is done. I only had enough space because of how slanted it was. When you have a really sharp angle like this, usually your blade won't dig in, it'll just graze and then you end up flexing it. So I didn't trust it to cut right there. So I just went for a heel and then the rest of the rock. I was not disappointed. Oh my gosh. just wow. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a good one, but still, just wow. So, I don't know, I might leave this one alone. I was planning on cutting it up for cabs, but I might just leave this side alone, honestly. Needs to go through iron out. This side is 100% getting tossed onto the vibratory lap, though. That's so pretty. Look how busy that lace agate is. It's just fantastic. I have no words. It's just magic stuff. It's literally just magical. So, yeah. I think I pointed it out when I found it, and then I pointed it out again in that video, but I had high hopes for this one, and it did not disappoint. That is a freaking gorgeous agate. So, with that, it means we are down to our last rock, and I don't know how I want to cut this thing. I've been thinking ever since I found it how I want to load it in. I still can't really decide because there's obviously a really good pocket right in. Oh, you're not off. You're off frame. That's how big this rock is. This whole pocket here looks fantastic, but there's another one right here, which I assume these two join together. There's more on this side back here, and here, and here. More over here. There's that kind of empty rock. A good amount of it over here. That's just this stuff where there's no fortifications, but seeing how big this pocket is and how many there are on the backside, I'm assuming this goes all the way through. So, I don't know. I just don't know. My heart says go this way. I don't think it's big enough, or I don't think my saw is big enough to actually do that. So I might have to load it in like this and go this way. I think we'll get similar results, but I think that might be the better way to do it. Well, I'll be back. We'll see how it wants to behave in the clamp. Alrighty, that one is done, and it took quite some time because if it wants to behave, we got a big old stack of slabs on that one. It's not quite as amazing as I was hoping for, but it is still very nice. So we have a little agate pocket down here, but that agate pocket just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it was taking up like half of the slab. So I should have trusted my original instinct, said screw it, we'll only get one slab, but we'll go lengthwise instead of sideways. But I'm still not upset because that turned into a ton of very usable slabs. It's weird seeing Haunted Ridge rock that has no druzy pockets. Like, if you showed me this slab, I don't know that I would believe you if you said it's a Haunted Ridge agate. There's like the agate there, of course, but none of the other usual signs. Like, it's got all this weird stuff out here. It's just different. So I'm still happy with it. We got a lot of very very usable slabs. I was thinking about coming back and cutting the rock one more time, but I think we've kind of exhausted that banding pocket. Like, it's pretty much ends right here. There's more up here, but I don't know if they're the same pocket. Either way, I'm very satisfied with that. That is a really nice rock that turned into one ridiculous heap of slabs. It also took way longer than I thought it was going to. There's actually one more thing we want to do in this video. Well, I'm gonna do it, regardless of who wants it. I mentioned this in that video where we found them all, that I love the specimen, but it really bothers me that it doesn't stand up the way I want it to. So literally all I'm doing is loading it in. I'm cutting it like to here just to make a flat base, and then it'll sit up nice the way I want it to. Alrighty, and here it is, and that is so much better. Sits at the exact angle I want it to be sitting at. That pocket of crystals is so nice. Actually, here. There we go. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one. Might come back and polish that because that is actually really nice. But for now, I'm really happy with the way it sits. I also had the idea of potentially cutting it here, and then polishing both these faces, because I know for a fact those sides are going to have really good agate on them, but I don't, it's like there's a concept with carving where sometimes more is just a bad thing. Sometimes it's you make a worse product by going further with it, and that's my fear with this. It's great right now. If I do all the crazy cutting on it, it might just get worse than it was to begin with. So I think for now, I'm gonna stop right here. I love this one specifically so much, and it just sits up so well on its own now. I hate it the way that it wouldn't stand on its own, so this is perfect. Alrighty, well, we've cut through quite a few rocks, and we have quite the heap of slabs now, which I'm very happy about. I'm also happy to say that all of these will be for sale. Well, except for this one and probably this one. I don't think maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's so nice. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I know I say it every time I cut them or in any of the videos where we actually go there, but Haunted Ridge is just a magical place. If you have not, it's not just worth going to if it's in the area, it's worth planning a trip around. Like, this stuff is just, it's fantastic. If you watch both videos, I think it's the best example of exactly what I mean when I say it's a magical place. Because not only can you find crazy crystal clusters like this, but you can also load up on lace agate while you're there. It's so awesome. Let me know which one's your favorite. Honestly, I think I'm leaning toward this one, because this thing's gonna be so just gorgeous once it's polished. This is headed for the vibratory lab very, very soon, as soon as I order more plates for it. I love that thing, but God, You go through those plates so fast. As I said at the beginning of the video, the whole reason we were waiting for this video was so that I could deep clean the saw. Well, the saw is deep cleaned and it's running better than ever, and there's a growing heap of stuff that I need to cut. So look forward to many more cutting videos coming very, very soon, especially because there's a day this week where the high is 30, so it's safe to say that our hunting time is probably running out. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.